I feel like it's always so awkward starting these videos. Like, what am I actually supposed to say? I think that's something that a lot of people don't know about me. I am very socially awkward, but I just push through because who wants to be socially awkward? But hey friend, welcome back to my channel. So I finally made it back to North Carolina. I act like I was gone for about 10 weeks. I was gone for a week. I enjoyed myself and I feel great. I'll be headed out of town again this weekend to explore Philadelphia and Delaware. I think we're gonna go to a 76ers game. So definitely looking forward to that, and I'll be sure to take y'all along with me on that journey. But that's not why I'm here, right? Like, I wanted to talk about me and like where I'm at and what's going through this head of mine. I feel like I'm in this space of having to learn while also unlearning so many things about myself and about the way I operate in life, in work, in relationships, just in so many different facets. So much is being uncovered. And it's not just good things, right? Like, the good things that are being uncovered is great, but there are also flaws that are being uncovered as I am choosing to learn and unlearn patterns and habits in my life. I've always been a high achieving woman. If anyone is an alpha female or whatever they want to call it, like, that has been me. And I think in many ways it was me because of situations I was in. And as we develop, we take on this way of being that is similar to the people around us. I mean, y'all, we have nature versus nurture. And I do believe that a part of my nature is to be this woman who achieves amazing things, who is a go-getter, who does all the things, right? Like, that is a part of my nature. But I also believe that the way I was nurtured, the bloodline that I come from, like, demanded that I be this woman who conquers all and achieves all and, you know, just puts herself in this position to win, which is amazing, right? Because I like to win. Like, that is who I am. I am a winner, okay? But that comes along with its problems because it causes you to take on a mindset that you always have to be on, that you always have to be resilient, that you always have to be the one in charge. And that is damaging. But the thing is, when you take on that way of living, and let me speak in first person, like with me taking on that way of living, it put me in position to be burnt out in relationships, burnt out in work, burnt out with family, like just burnt out, period. And not only was I no good for anyone else around me, I was no good for myself. And when I say I was no good for anyone else around me, please believe I was still doing the thing, right? I was still accomplishing things, right? But internally, I feel like I was falling apart. And I was good for other people because I was making sure what they needed to be done got done. I was helping them. I was supporting them. I was being there for other people, and the achievements and the accolades and all the other things, like, they were still coming, but internally, I was tired. And I wasn't really tired of winning, right? Because again, I'm a winner. I like to do that. I was tired of not being able to drop the ball. Because if I drop the ball, who's gonna pick it up for me? If I don't get it done, who's gonna get it done for me? And it is not only draining, it is depressing to feel like you cannot lean on someone else. It birthed a level of bitterness and resentment and even pride. And I say pride because it put me in the mindset to remind others about what I did for them and how I support them and all of these things, right? Really elevating myself in a way that was unnecessary. So in this season of my life, what I've been learning is that it is important for me to not only give support, but to receive support. And y'all, I feel like I want support, right? Like, I've wanted support. But has my heart truly been open to it? Have I had a wall up? Like, I've had to really examine whether or not I've had a wall up that prevented me from receiving the type of support that I actually wanted, right? And as I learn to receive support, I am seeing a completely different side of me come alive. A side of me that is like, okay, like I can chill out a little bit. I don't have to be the one to fix the problem, which I'm sure some of you may have even seen in the previous vlog where I had an encounter with one of my friends, and I realized in that moment, like, I don't have to be the one to do it all. I don't have to be the one to handle all the issues. It doesn't have to be me. And this season of my life is really teaching me that, not only in relationships, but it's also teaching me that with work. I have a great team now. And so it's like, if something comes up, me being willing to trust somebody else to handle the task is so big for me. And it's so healing on so many levels. I've also had to unlearn what I believed self-care to be, that it is more than just this basic stuff we see on social media, right? Self-care is spiritual, it is relational, it is emotional, it is physical, it is financial, right? Like, there are so many areas of self-care that we need to address in order to be whole and to live a life that is full. So as I take care of myself and as I open the door to allow other people to support me, I sit back, right, and say, I don't have to be nobody's superwoman. I'm learning to stop putting myself in situations where I have to save people. And that is hard being a therapist, right? Sometimes people come into this field believing that they are supposed to save people, when in actuality, we are supposed to walk with people. We are supposed to hold someone's hand, walk side by side with them on their journey without taking their journey on as ours. And that's why it has been so important for me to do the work. Because if I don't do the work, I am going to damage my clients. I am going to become a liability to my clients. And I care about people too much to do that. Throughout this journey of learning and unlearning, I've also had to get a better understanding of shame versus guilt. Understanding that shame says there's something wrong with you, while guilt says there's something wrong with what you did. And I am of the belief that we need a healthy level of guilt, right? When we hurt someone, when we do something that we feel like, you know what, this goes against my boundaries, this goes against my values, there should be a healthy level of guilt, right? Because there's something wrong with what you did. Healthy guilt leads you to apologize. Healthy guilt leads you to correct yourself. Healthy guilt leads you to repentance, right? But shame says there's something wrong with me as a person. There's something wrong with who I am. And that is what will lead you in a cycle of pity. And pity leads nowhere. Actually, it leads you to depression. It leads you to hate yourself. It leads you to isolation. And that is the last place you need to be when you feel like you have hit a wall for whatever reason. We need community, y'all. There are people in your life who you are sent to pour into, and there should be people in your life who are sent to pour into you. I'm not saying that those relationships will always be reciprocal, right? Because some people, they just need a pour. And sometimes you're gonna just need a pour from somebody. But healthy community is essential. And I'm grateful for mine. So if I had to name this season of my life, I would call it becoming. I would call it living. I would call it free. I would call it love. All the things, y'all. Like, God is so faithful. And when I think about where I was, who I was, how I was, I literally don't have words. God has been so faithful to me on so many levels in ways that I literally did not and do not deserve, yet he continues to remind me that I deserve it. And it's a reminder of just how highly God thinks of me. I can't take it, but I'm so grateful. So whatever journey you're on right now, whatever season of life you're in right now, stick it out, stick it out, stick it out. There is something and someone, you, like the amazing version of you. Like, this version is amazing, right? But the one that's gonna be like that layer get pulled back, I'm telling you, it's going to be out of this world. I hope you enjoyed this and that it was helpful in some way, form, or fashion. If it was, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.